Welcome to Girl Talk, Master's Division. And yes, it's me, Dr. Beverly L Swanson. Girl Talk, Master's Division is straight talk, is real talk. Marriage, relationships, sex, sex, children, teenagers, life. Let's have an experience together. If you just take a minute, I have wisdom to share. Girl Talk, Master's Division is just for us girls. Welcome to Girl Talk, Master's Division. It's me. It's Dr. Beverly L Swanson. Now, Girl Talk, Master Division is a platform where we can have a conversation. It's fun. It's innovative. It's informative. It's a safe place where we can come together and have some real talk about real stuff. It's not a place for negativity or even judgment. It's just a time for us to come together and talk and share and get some wisdom about how to handle different situations and circumstances that occur in life. Now, we'll be interviewing guests on this show to give us a greater and broader realm of inspiration, of wisdom. But today is just going to be Dr. Beverly and you. What I've done is I have canvassed women to talk with me, chat with me, send me an email about those topics that you want to talk about. What are those things that lay heavily on your heart that you've always wanted to talk about and share and get some insight on? I tell you, we're going to have some really great conversations about different things based on the feedback that I've gotten. But one of the things that came up frequently is friendships. How to find good people and healthy relationships and what to do about those that are not healthy. And I have to tell you, ladies, I understood that completely. Because in my lifetime, I have been betrayed by those that I thought were very close to me or, so-called had my back. And I was really surprised at the outcome of some things. So I know exactly what they're talking about. No, it's interesting because growing up as a child, I didn't have a lot of friends. I literally just had one pretty much through high school. And I thought that was okay. I thought that was normal. But in my adulthood, I found out that no, that was not okay. And no, that's not healthy. And our normal is what we make it. So I had to learn how to open myself up to different type of friendships. And yeah, there's been some hurt along the way. So this topic was so important that I not only am going from personal experience and what I've learned, but I've got some really good information from experts in the area. So this is Couch Talk. So we're just going to mix it all together and talk about all of it. So here's what I found out. I found out, ladies, that there's basically 3 types of friendships. Friendships of benefits, friendships of pleasure, and friendships of the good. Now, friendships of benefits are those friends that are on friendly terms, mainly due to the benefits of each brings to the table. So in layman's terms, what that means is these are friends that are business partners, colleagues, or co-workers. So what does that mean? So that means when you have your water cooler conversations, when you gather around a water cooler, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, the only conversations that you should be having are those that have to do with work, those that have to do with the business. Have you heard about any promotions coming up? Any openings? Have anyone heard about? Hey, how'd the interview go last week? These are the only conversations that you should be having. These are friendships of benefits. If you mix and match personal information or conversation in that arena, then you're going to destroy that friendship. Because what's going to happen is they're going to take your personal information and it's going to become gossip at the water cooler that's not what you want. These are the type friendships for business, for the workplace, and that's where you should leave it. And that's the only conversation that should be going on there. Next is friendships of pleasure. Now, this is more important than the first one because these are friends that find each other because of the enjoyment that it brings. So what that means is we like hanging out together because we like the same things. So it's really important, ladies, that we take some time for ourselves every month. It's great if we can do it once a week, but I know that that can be challenging. But if we can't do it every other week, then we should not wait longer than once a month. So this is a time where you do things that just make you forget about everything else except what you're enjoying at that time. So you're not thinking about home or housework or the husband or children. You just want to empty your mind and do something that makes you laugh, that makes you smile, that you absolutely love, that makes you feel like a girly girl. With me, that's thrift store shopping. I'm a thrifter. Or garage sale shopping. So I have a friend that loves doing the same thing, and we get together and it's so much fun. Our entire interest is that moment. We're not thinking or talking about the kids or the grandkids or bills or work or even home or husbands. We're just enjoying what makes us feel good at that moment, and it's awesome. It's energizing. We're feeding off each other's energy. So what is it that you like to do? Is it bowling? Is it going to the movies? Is it just going out to lunch? Whatever it is, you want to have a friend that enjoys doing the same thing. And they certainly would not let you talk about anything else because they're too busy leaving their own stuff at home. They don't want to entertain yours. This is a great friend. Friendship of pleasure. Now, the third of this is the most important of all. Friendships of the good. This is most important among the three types of friendships because these friendships, ladies, they're based on respect and appreciation for each other's qualities. There's a strong desire to aid and assist the other person because one recognizes their greatness. Okay, now the first two types of friendships, trust me, they're easily broken. And yes, you know what? They're going to most likely fade away. But this one, ladies, this friendship is based on goodness, and it usually lasts a long time. These friendships are hard to find and hard to develop. It takes time. It takes time to find them. It takes time to cultivate it. So this type of friendship, you want to interview the person. Now, it doesn't mean that you call them together and you're going to have a list of things that you want to ask them. No, that's not what I mean by interview them. I mean, you want to get together and spend time together in informal settings, Go walking together or jogging. Go to the gym, have lunch, have a cup of coffee where you can just talk about nothing specific and everything in general. So why is that? You get to know how each other thinks. You get to an opportunity to find out what's important to them and their views on different subjects. Do they have the same moral-like character that you have? Does it align with yours? They don't have to think just like you, but they have to at least have conversation and frames of thought that you respect. Because this is the type friend that you're going to be opening up and sharing the most intimate parts of you. So not only are they going to be listening to you and you to them, but if necessary, the advice that they give has to be advice that you respect. So take time to interview these people because these are lasting relationships that will be there for you through thick and thin. So thinking about that, I want to share a story with you. About 5 years ago, ladies, I have one of these friends. I have actually one, maybe two. But about 5 years ago, I got a call at 3 in the morning. And when my phone rings at that hour, I know it has to be important. So I answered the call, and it was this friend. She was so distraught and in tears. She has a dog that she has had for many, many years. And the dog was very sick and in a lot of pain. And because the dog was in so much pain, the dog was just wailing. I could hear the dog in the background just wailing and crying. The dog had cancer. And this friend knew in her heart that she would have to take the dog to the vet and put the dog to sleep. And this just literally broke her heart. Immediately, I said, I'm on my way. And she said, Beverly, you don't have to come. I said, no, I am on my way. Now, I got to tell you, she lived over 30 minutes away, but that didn't matter. She needed someone there. And that's what the friendship of the good is. It's through thick and thin, unconditionally. You're going to be there for each other when you know that they need you. So I drove there and I saw what she was talking about. The dog was in so much pain, ladies, and wailing, and it was obvious that she would have to take the dog to the vet. So I stayed with her. I stayed with her till about 5 o'clock in the evening, and I went with her to the vet. I was in the room with them when everything transpired, so that I could encourage her and help her through that process. Hey, listen, I'm not telling you this to boast, but I'm trying to explain and give you an example so that you can see that a true friend of this type will be there for you. It didn't matter that it was a dog. That wasn't even the issue. But what mattered, what was the biggest issue, was that she needed someone there to help her through that. And that's the benefits of having this type of friendship. Again, they're going to be there for you through thick and thin.
Girl Talk.
Let's have an experience together.
Girl Talk.
If you just take a minute, I have wisdom to share.
This is Girl Talk, Masters Division, hosted by Dr. Beverly L Swanson. Got questions? Email Dr. Beverly at info@drbeverlylswanson.com. Stay connected to all things Girl Talk Masters Division. Follow Dr. Beverly on Facebook at Beverly L Swanson-Powell. Instagram, Dr. Beverly L Swanson Inspiration. Or visit her website, drbeverlylswanson.com. Girl Talk, Masters Division.
So ask yourself, who do you have in these categories? Ask yourself that. I would love to hear how you feel about those 3 categories. I'd love for you to put something in the comment section or, go to the website and contact me and just tell me how you feel about that and how this has, how this has made you feel. Because with any relationship, ladies, a healthy friendship should always add to your life in positive ways. Now, listen, we all know there's going to be some rough patches, some difficult moments, because everyone's human, and hey, we are women. But the difference is it doesn't last long. We apologize, we laugh about it, and most importantly, we move on. We move on because our friendships takes time to build. And we're not going to let foolishness tear it apart. You take care of those things that you treasure, right? So let me ask you, how many friendships benefits do you think that you have? Those business partners, those colleagues and coworkers. How many friendships of pleasure do you have? And lastly, how many friendships of good do you have? And most importantly. So what will happen if these are not the case and you have people in your life that are making you consistently feel frustrated, that they take so much energy from you that you're exhausted after the encounter with them or conversation? If these are the type people in your life, then I have to be the one to tell you, this is what they call a toxic relationship, ladies. Anything that depletes you, robs you of your energy, and definitely your joy, really should not be a part of your life. Now listen, I know that moving on can be easier said than done. Come on now, after all, this is your friend we're talking about, right? You may have lived together, you may have grew up together, and obviously you shared stuff together. So, Dr. Beverly, what are you talking about? How are we supposed to cut them off and never talk to them again? Listen, I know it's definitely difficult. I won't minimize that. It was really difficult for me too, ladies. I've had to do this, and it does hurt because the time and the investment of time, and you know what? These people have some of your stuff that they know about. So all these things are coming to play in our minds. But how important is your life? And how important is our frame of mind? How important is that to you? I've had to come to terms with, it's very important to me. You have to ask yourself, do I really understand how valuable I am as a person? When you do that and when you think about that, then it's a whole lot easier, ladies, to let them go. I'll share some things with you to keep in mind when letting go of a toxic friend. Toxic friend. So, we have to let them go because, number one, we should have more self-worth than that. To allow someone to stay in our circle of influence that consistently frustrates us and tears us down. They never have a good thing to say. It's always judgment or tearing us down. Number two, because it's really okay to do things for our own happiness. It's all right to think about ourselves as well. Everyone is so important to us. That's our makeup. We're nurturing, we're caring. We want to make sure everyone is taken care of. We want to make sure our husbands are taken care of. We want to make sure our children are taken care of. And those that we're in a relationship with, it's who we are as women. We are nurturing. We care about others. But it's okay. It's okay to do things for our own happiness. Number three, because there are some really great people out there. It's hard to find people of good quality that truly do mesh well with us if we have toxic people in those positions. It's hard to fill a position if it's already full. So if you want great people that are just like you to migrate to you, then you think about that, it's a whole lot easier to let them go. Number four, because you don't need 1,000 friends. Who needs that many people in our lives? That's too many. That's too many. There's no way you can have quality relationships with so many people. Quality is not quantity. Remember that. Quality is not quantity. You don't need that many friends. Just a few really good ones. Number five, because tiring isn't a good way to describe a friendship. Neither is all they do is frustrate me. That's not a good way to describe a friendship. Now, number six, because friendship is supposed to be nourishing. It's supposed to benefit both of you. You encourage them, they encourage you. It's nourishing. You're growing and sharing. And lastly, simply because life is too short. Life is entirely too short to give our time to someone that doesn't deserve it. To give our time to someone that will not give time back to us. Life is just too short. You're more valuable than that. So I challenge you to do this, and I'm going to do the same thing. I challenge you all, each and every one of us, to take the next several days and take inventory of our friends that we have right now today. Let's take inventory. Let's take a look. Let's take a pad and pen and write their names down. So after you write their names down, take a look at those names and then ask yourself, okay, what category does this friend fit? Is it a friendship of benefits, a friendship of pleasure, or a friendship of good? So what category does this friend fit? And do that for each and every one. Now, after you do that, take a look at that list again. And take a look at the names that don't fit in any of those categories. And now you have to ask yourself, is this person good for me? Or is this person, does she fit into the category of a toxic relationship? Now that's going to be the hard one, because if she does, then you're going to have to ask yourself some very serious questions. Is it worth having this person in my life going forward? And that's a difficult thing to deal with, but it's something that you're going to have to deal with. And quite frankly, it's usually something that we should have dealt with a long time ago. But today is better than not at all. So you're going to have to ask yourself, does she tear me down? Does she make my life difficult? Do I really feel good being around her? And do I really feel good after I've talked to her? If this is a toxic relationship, then once again, you have to remind yourself that you are important. Your life is important. Your frame of mind is important. You are valuable, and you should have valuable people around you. And at that point, you just have to take a look at letting them go. And some friendships are so toxic, ladies, that it's simply like, wow, I see it clearly now. And you know what? I'm just going to have to X-factor them out of my life. No harm, no foul. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to call them up and tell them that they're toxic and you don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. That's not necessary. This is the maturity of being a woman. You simply move on. You don't call and engage in conversations that are not good for you. You don't call, and when they call you, you're not available. It's as simple as that. I tell you, it's amazing how when that happens, they just stop calling because there's a codependency on their part, ladies. All they needed and wanted was someone that they could dump their stuff on. So if you're not available, they still have that codependency, and they're going to find someone that is. So you, my dear sisters, have been set free, and you can now start fresh and build relationships that are important to you, that encourage you, that build you up, but give you the opportunity to do the same thing in a healthy way. Friendships are invaluable. We have to have someone that will just let us talk. Women are naturally so full of wisdom. We are the answer to a whole lot of questions when it comes to the opposite sex, when it comes to parenting. Everyone seeks the wisdom of a woman. So if we don't make sure that we're healthy and our mind is healthy, then we're not going to be able to give the best wisdom. But it's important that we just talk, because if we don't talk and get things out that we contend with on a daily basis, because we wear so many hats, then we become toxic. And if we become toxic, then we're not any good for anyone. So promise me these next few days, and again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take inventory of the friends that I already have. And I really am hoping that you contact me and let me know how you feel about this. And let me know how you did with it. Let me know what was difficult and what wasn't difficult. And most importantly, I want to know how you feel when you got rid of the toxic relationships. I'm excited for us this year. I think as we continue to talk and share about those things that bother us, it opens up the door for insight and wisdom and allows us to move forward. This isn't a year that we want to be stagnant. This is the year that we want to move forward. We want to learn more about ourselves. Hey, let's have some adventures. Let's learn something new about what we like that we didn't even know. It's a time for discovery, self-discovery, to find out something different. Doing so will absolutely enhance our lives if we just open up and allow ourselves to talk so that we can hear ourselves, so that we can grow and do some self-discovery about what it is that really makes us tick as women, as sisters, as daughters, and as friends. So there we go. There we have it. That was Girl Talk, Master's Division today. Can't wait to hear your responses. I can't wait to start on this myself, ladies. I look forward to coming together again. You can send those comments to me on comments right after the broadcast. You can do it from the website at www.beverlylswanson.com. Just go on over to contact me and put in your information and tell me how you feel. I can't wait to hear from you. And until next time, as I said, Girl Talk, Master's Division. I love you more.
This is Girl Talk, Master's Division, hosted by Dr. Beverly L. Swanson. Email Dr. Beverly at info@drbeverlylswanson.com. Stay connected to all things Girl Talk Master's Division. Follow Dr. Beverly on Facebook at Beverly L Swanson-Powell, Instagram, Dr. Beverly L Swanson Inspiration, or visit her website, drbeverlylswanson.com. Girl Talk, Master's Division.